Frosty the Snowman.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first day of the 12 days of Bookmas. Basically, I've decided to kind of jump on the bandwagon of doing some kind of vlogmas, bookmas style thing. I just basically thought that I would every second day in December leading up to the 24th, I would release a video totaling in 12 videos. And that's basically what we're starting here. So this is going to be the first video. I thought that it would only make sense to do my December TBR. I thought that was the thing that fit the most. So if you want to know what I am reading in the month of December, or at least the books that I hope to read in the month of December, then keep watching. So I've got 8 books to talk with you guys about. 3 of them are explicitly Christmas related. The rest of them just give me some kind of Christmas vibe, or I just thought would fit in. Some of them are a bit of a far stretch, but I don't know. There's certain things, certain vibes I get when it comes to Christmas and reading, and these are the books that I thought would be most fitting for this month. We are going to start with the books that I think are explicitly Christmas books, and as I said, I've got 3 of them. The only one that I've got physically right now is going to be A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I've never read any of Charles Dickens' work, and I don't really plan on reading anything else. The only reason that I want to read this is because 1, it's Christmas related, so obviously I want to read it. 2, I'm not gonna lie, the Disney animated version with Jim Carrey scared the bejesus out of me the first time I watched it. But since then, I've come to love it, love the story. It's just a classic story that I think everyone knows about Ebenezer Scrooge, who is a Scrooge. So there's just a lot of stuff that goes on in the story. I already know the story, but I wanted to read the original book to see kind of what it's like. Also, it's really short. I've only got this like little, not gonna lie, this kind of crappy version of it, this edition. I don't even know what it is. I just picked it up in a charity shop once. The next book that I would really like to get to is going to be The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. This is a romance. This is, as you could assume, a holiday romance. This year I wanted to read at least a couple, so this is one that I've seen floating around the internet and I found really interesting. It reminds me a lot of the Princess Switch. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called, on Netflix. Those films are really cringy, but they're also just kind of like fun to watch, you know. When you have nothing else to do, you just throw on a cringy holiday movie. And listen, holiday rom-coms are so much better than normal rom-coms. As soon as you add in the holiday element of it, I'm like, yes, I will consume that right now. I think it's about 2, I don't know if they're twins or sisters or what, but they end up switching lives or something, and then I'm guessing they fall in love with the like counterparts. I guess similar also to The Holiday, which is a bloody great Christmas movie. It kind of gives me those vibes, and I'm very excited for this. So the next book that I want to read, which is also very explicitly Christmas themed, is Mistletoe and Murder by Robin Stevens. This is actually the 5th book in a series, but it is a murder mystery series, and I kind of looked up to see, in terms of like understanding what's going on, do you really need to have read the other ones? And it says no, because I haven't read any of the other ones. So, but it's like, it's a Christmas themed one, and I thought that I'll read the Christmas themed one, and if it's really bad, then at least it's got Christmas going for it. If it's good and I enjoy it, then I will probably pick up some of the other books as well, and then actually start them in the order. But I just really wanted a Christmas themed murder mystery, and I've heard people talk about this and say that the series is really good, so I'm just thinking this is going to be a great book. For some reason, murder mysteries and Christmas really fit well together for me. I don't know what it is, like murder and Christmas. So those were all the books that are like explicitly Christmas themed. I'm going to move on to some books which kind of are set during winter or in an atmosphere that's like very snowy and cold and reminds me of Christmas. First one that I want to get to is going to be a reread, and it's an iconic book, so I'm not going to chat about it for too long, but it is The Shining by Stephen King. I said at the beginning of this year that I wanted to reread this book, so I think it's about time that I reread this book. And I also thought, like, I was just waiting for a time where it would be cold, potentially snow, and I think that this is going to be very fitting for that. I always like to return to the books that I read towards the beginning of my journey with his works, just to kind of see how it lines up with my original thoughts and what I think of the rest of the books. The second book that I would like to get to because of the snowy atmosphere is One by One by Ruth Ware. Basically, this group of, I believe, colleagues go up into a ski resort and people start dying one by one. I believe it is inspired by, like a lot of like murder, thriller, like mystery kind of books. I believe it's inspired by And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, just that idea of people dying one by one by one. It's one by one. It's a thriller, it's relatively short, I feel like it's going to be easy to read, which is perfect for the end of the year, I think personally. And I have read multiple of Ruth Ware's books and enjoyed them pretty much. Again, murder, Christmas, what more can I say? Also, I got a mug. I wanted a Christmas themed mug, and for some reason there's not a lot of Christmas themed mugs around here, so I went to my local supermarket and they had this one, but it's got little Danish related Christmas things, which Christmas time is the one time where I am fully into my Danish heritage. So if we are going down the kind of like murder mystery route that I was talking about, this is the only book that really is very far-fetched to claim that it's anything to do with Christmas. So this book is Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. This is like a Scooby-Doo retelling kind of thing. So it's this summer detective club who unmask a monster who just turns out to be a human, dressed up as a monster in 1977, and then in 1990 some other weird shit starts going down, so they kind of call these people back. I just really like Scooby-Doo themed things, even though I don't read a lot of Scooby-Doo stuff. I don't read anything to do with Scooby-Doo. I don't watch Scooby-Doo anymore. I just used to watch it when I was a kid and it was a fun time. The reason that I put this next book on my TBR is because of the wholesome vibes. I actually, based off of the cover, think it's set during the summer, but it just, everyone says it's wholesome. Wholesome reminds me of Christmas. That's kind of some of the vibes. You know, I want opposing vibes in Christmas. I want really dark, evil, ghosts, murder, but I also want, like, you know, wholesome. Makes me almost cry with happiness, you know? Those two vibes are the two vibes that I go for during Christmas. This book is one that I think everyone's probably heard of, and if you haven't heard of it, then you haven't been here for very long, because it's The House in the Cerulean Sea, and everyone talks about this on BookTube. I am ready to love this and to want to sell my soul for this book, and I'm very excited for that. And I just feel like it's going to warm my stone cold heart up a little bit in time for Christmas. I'm just very excited, and this has something to do with the Antichrist, and for some reason Antichrist stories are really interesting to me. We've actually come to the last book. This is once again a book that I don't have right now, but I am waiting on it, and I'm very excited to get this. This was a recommendation from my friend Toa. I still don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. Her channel is A Girl With Books. I will link it down below as always. Basically, I watched a vlog of hers a while back, I can't actually remember when it was, a couple of weeks ago or something like that. She was reading House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. House of Salt and Sorrow is a retelling of the 12 Dancing Sisters. The only 12 Dancing Sisters that I am like aware of is the Barbie version, but I'm guessing that's a retelling and that there's actually a fairy tale called the 12 Dancing Sisters, or is it the 12 Dancing Princesses? I don't know, but either way, the princesses are sisters, right? Unless they're princesses from loads of different kingdoms, but I think they're sisters. House of Salt and Sorrow, as I said, is a retelling. The cover, for some reason, gave me Christmas vibes. The kind of magical fairy tale retelling gave me Christmas vibes, which isn't always the case. Like, just because it's a fairy tale retelling doesn't automatically make me think of Christmas, but for some reason, like, in my head I was drawing a parallel to the Nutcracker, which obviously is a Christmas ballet. You can buy nutcrackers, which I really want one, but they're really expensive, but they're really cool. But anyway, I was drawing parallels to the Nutcracker, and because the Nutcracker is typically related to Christmas, I was like, oh, well, this gives me Christmas vibes, so I should get it for Christmas. I should read it to give me Christmas vibes, even though I don't know if that's going to be the case. So while I was watching this vlog of Toa when she was reading this book, some of the things that I heard her talking about is obviously the fact that it's a retelling, but also something to do with them basically, these princesses, these sisters just want to dance, and then they sneak into like this magical ball every night or something like that. That also gave me Christmas vibes. The kind of like, you know, things happening at night where it's like a secret but only certain people know and it's to do with magic, so I just thought it'd be very fitting. So that was my TBR for December. Let me know if you've read any of these books. I would really like to know if you enjoyed them, what your thoughts were. Let me know what some of the books that you really want to get to in December are. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.